let's see. There we are. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, people. That's where bears live. Great to have everyone here with us on a, man, like a drizzly and cold Saturday for Bear here. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's a little chilly here for Bear. So enjoying the warmth of the cave and all the electronics that Bear has here for you good people. So I hope you're doing well on a Saturday here. Great to see Amy here. She says, Bear, great to see you. Well, great to see you, Amy. Hope you and Melissa are doing just the best out there. Just the best out here. All right, people, we actually have, it's a fun show here for you guys today. So let's go ahead, get right on into it with a couple of the campaign updates that we have here. We always try to do this kind of at the beginning of the show. Let people know, hey, here's what's going on in the crazy world out there with all of the books. All the books, people. Well, not all of the books. We'll skip past Insom right now. Most of the books out there, including from... didn't mean to do this, but including from Uncle E out there, $593,000. He is 7 short. 600K. Congratulations, sir. I'm not sure if 600K is a stretch goal or not. I think there's supposed to be a couple more covers coming out, so keep an eye on that campaign as we get closer here. Amy says, I hear it's the same weather in Texas and North Carolina, too. Well, you know, I don't know. Texas might be seceding from the Union out there. You never know. Somewhere they're putting up some sort of military camp right there on the border. Oh, that ought to be interesting. That ought to be interesting to see. We'll see how that goes. I also saw something where there's a bunch of the truckers weren't gonna be taking any goods over to New York City. So that ought to be interesting as well. Might be lit here this next week. We shall see. 2024 getting off to just a fantastic start. Fantastic. Hi, P-Money. He says, hello, everyone. I can't imagine where Peabody is. Well, he's right there. Oh, can't imagine the weather where he is. There he is. Probably cold. One would assume possibly snowy. I don't know. Cold and snowy. That's all Bear has for Canada out there. That's all he's got, man. Anyhow, we actually have from... Bear can find it here. Come on, Bear. From Eric Ninaltowski. He says, what's new? Oh, a lot. Oh, boy, Eric. Oh, a lot. No, sir. It's greetings all. I hope you and yours have been enjoying this quickly passing new year. It's gone, people. We almost went through February already. It's Valentine's already. No, we're already done with Valentine's. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's out there with your loved ones. Come on, he says. Come on, man. Here are some things I want to share with you. Ooh. Can't wait. In this email, he's got kind of a overview here. Shadow Sentry Origins is ending its run on Indiegogo as we prepare to go to print. Gosh, dang it. Beer needs to check that out. I already missed out on the second book. I don't want to miss out on the Origin story here. He says, Battle Mode Omega is my new kids. In fact, I think I have it here. I do. There you go. Battle Mode Omega, my new kids comic endeavor, is in the works. He also says, I'm now on Whatnot. Whatnot? I don't know. The live selling app on Mondays. New prints have been added to the store. And lastly, also added to the store, you can now add a remark to any print you purchase. That would be paper or metal, people. So let's see. Shadow Sentry Origins ends, people, midnight, March 27th. So you got a little over a month to go before they end that. Also, I believe it's in the description. Let me take a look. Did I put it in the description? I think I did. On Fund My Comic. Yeah, there it is. One, two, three. Fourth one down. Fourth one down on the books on Fund My Comic. So, Bear is trying to shepherd people over to Fund My Comic rather than Indiegogo. All the craziness that's going on, people. Anyways, March 27th there. And he has Battle Mode Omega. I want to hear from you. Is this something you would want to see? Asks Eric. Here's a look at a project I'm thinking about bringing to life with talented writer Ben Avery. This one's just for the kids, no matter what age. Doing something for the kids has been on my heart for a while, so this will be super kid-friendly and harken back to the good old days of Saturday morning cartoons like the Ninja Turtles, yay, Thundercats, G.I. Joe, and Transformers, to name a few. What, no Captain Planet? I'll teach those much-needed lessons of bravery, sacrifice, and ethics that seems to be sorely lacking in kids' content today. It will be fun and action-packed as well, people. If there's something that would interest you or a kid you know, please sign up as we gauge interest and see if it is something that people would want to see. So, I guess if you're on his mailing list, you can let him know. Let me see. Does he have another? I just go to Eric Ninaltowski art. Here, let me put that back up here. Eric Ninaltowski. I'll get it right, people, one of these days. EricNinaltowskiArt.com. So let him know if you want to check out this Battle Mode Omega book. I like how they did the title in there. That's pretty cool. Very colorful. I like the color in there as well. Very cool. Very, very cool. Interesting protagonist there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 5 of them. Let's see. Nice. It sounds like a great day all around, says Amy. Oh, you guys are talking. I have no idea. The snow is up to our ankles, says P Money. Holy cow. Up to your ankles. That's got to be cold. It's going to be really cold, man. My daughter loves emojis, so we got her a Valentine's poop. Oh, my goodness. A poop emoji pillow for her Valentine Day. And our other kid loves hedgehogs. We got her... I was going to say a hedgehog. We got her a hedgehog. A stuffed hedgehog, thankfully. And yes, I didn't forget my wife. She loves Greek food, so I took her out to a Greek restaurant for lunch. They have Greek restaurants in Canada? Had no idea. None whatsoever, people. So anyways, sketch covers, remarks, prints, and art. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Picture there from Eric. Very interesting there. He's got the claws, well, the pencils out. Pencils and pens out, ready to draw something here. Well, we are experiencing an El Nino weather pattern, so we should call him El Ninaltowski. El Ninaltowski. There you go. Don't give up your day job, people. Whatnot is an app for buying and selling stuff on a live show. Wait, yeah, Bear can do that right now, for crying out loud. Where you can buy art and whatever else folks wants to sell on a secure platform. Do they sell salmon? Please tell me they sell salmon. I'll be there Mondays at 2 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. I'll have original art like the sketch covers, sketches, as well as prints in metal and paper, all at discounted rates. So there you go. He's also doing custom remarks. So there's a couple stuff that you can see there from, I'm assuming, some of his characters in the past. Looks like some Power Rangers as well. Check them out, he says. Got some great additions that we've added. There we go. Power Rangers. Yep, I thought so. Last but not least, a remark. A remark. Not a remark. Not a remark. A remark. A remark, not a remark. Uh-oh. What the heck? What the heck going on here, man? Oh, for crying out loud. Stupid freaking Tim Apple. Every time I do the... Okay, are we still here? Are we still live and national? Oh, for crying out loud. Come on, Bear. Do the thing with the thing. Okay, let me see. Double check. Double check here. Okay, yes, we are good. Okay, thankfully. It goes into like a private mode for Bear and kind of grays everything out. And I'm like, crying out loud. Sometimes it screws up YouTube here. In the store, I've added an option, says Eric, /product, where you can add on a remark. That would be a small custom sketch to any print you buy. So there you go. There's a couple examples right there with some cool stuff there. I guess cable, a number of other ones as well. So there you go. If you need a remark, not a remark, but a remark, go check out. That would be Eric Ninaltowski art.com. Or El Ninotowski. Ninotowski. I don't think he's Spanish, though. So, there you go. So, you can do that. Sign up to his email list, and you'll get great emails like this that Bear is sharing with you good people here. So, there you go. What Not Fish Edition. I like it, Amy. Make it happen. Make it happen. His remarks are remarkable. Ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-bump. Peabody is trying out for his stand-up comedy debut, so make sure you go see him at Chuckles, wherever that is in Canada. Go check that out. Yes, indeed. All right, I had another one here. Where was it? Come on, Bear. Professional show. One of these days. Crying out loud. Oh, people. Get ready here. Get your singing voices ready here. 1 second, because we've got an update. That's right. You know from Graham. Graham Nolan out there. That would be the ghosts. The ghosts of Matecumbe Key. The ghosts of Matecumbe Key, people. Yes, indeed. He says shipping. Hey, Ghost Gang. Hello. Julie the Fulfillment Queen has been busy. Hundreds of orders have been shipped out, and many more on the way. Don't worry if you haven't got yours yet. This will take some time. When your package is ready to ship, you will receive an email with your tracking number. I like how some of the people do that. It always helps out Bear. Make sure he's out there by the trash can when the postman shows up. I will be hand-selecting and signing the CGC books. Pardon me, people. Had some ribs earlier. Books next week, and we will get them out pronto, he says. I can't wait for this book to get into your hands. That's the best, the literal best, people, from Graham Nolan. Yes, indeed, people. Yes, indeed. From the ill-fated Tampa comic convention out there. He had a great cigar party, though. Always had fun. Always had fun. Thank you, Amy. She held that note for quite a while. Are you getting dead air, too? Uh-oh. La, 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 la. Test. Oh, for crying out loud. Yes, it's working just fine. Gosh dang it, Peabody. I tell you. Scaring Bear here. Yeah, sometimes when it goes like pause like that, sometimes it interrupts. It like interrupts the signal, I guess. I'm not sure. Did I do this one? Please tell me I did this one. This would be a great transition here. I did do it. Look at Bear. He did it. He did it, people. Yes, indeed. I don't know how many people this would apply to, but it applies to Bear, so we'll go with it. Lightning and Tampa Bay Comic-Con team up. There they go. There's old Cooch right there and Stammer. Let's see who else they got. Let's see. Radish, Publix, 81, Chernak. I forget who 58 is. Dahan, Jano, Olay? I think it's Olay there. Hagel, Sherry, Glendenning, and others as well. There. Welcome, Tampa Bay Comic-Con convention members. Tampa Bay Comic-Con and Tampa Bay Lightning are joining forces to host discounted tickets for the April 11th Lightning game. Ooh, who is that? That actually might be the Leafs. We might be battling it out there. Hopefully better than today's game. and an opportunity to nerd out with your friends and hockey fans. Not sure what the Venn diagram would be for that, but we'll see. Your purchase includes game tickets for the game on Thursday, April 11th, and the first 50 purchasers will be receiving a custom-made Lightning and Tampa Bay Comic-Con puck. Very cool. There you are. That's what the puck looks like. There you are. Take it to your dungeon. Take it to your dungeon or whatever sex club you want to go to. Yes, indeed. So there you are. I just thought that was funny that they were trying to sell Lightning tickets at Tampa Bay Comic-Con. They didn't even have Tampa Bay Comic-Con until like several months afterwards. So I don't know what the connection was there, but hey, that's all right. I'll take it any way Bear can get it here. Any way he can get it. Yes, indeed. And finally, people, that would be, trying to get this right, people, it is Shane Davis. I don't want to pronounce it Shave Danis. That is just insulting. Don't want to insult Shane out there. Pardon me, Yanzi Lin, saver of Bear's camera. 100% pencils and inks are done, people. They are done. Hello, Nine Lives comic backers. Hello. Thank you for your patience while Shane had to undergo unexpected surgery. Oh, my goodness. Well, I guess we all got to, be very accommodating to the operation that Shane had. Has become Shania. Has become Shania. We will no longer call him Shane Davis. It is Shania Davis after all. And we wish him the best, the absolute best in his transition to womanhood out there. Oh, pardon me, for his surgery for his drawing arm. I apologize. That's even worse. That was even worse. So once again, Shane, we know you're 100% man, and also we hope your arm gets better, sir. We hope your arm heals up here. But people, they are happy to announce that 100% of the pencils and inks for Inglorious Rex 2 has been completed, which, as I've been saying, very modern art here. I'm not sure how the greater community is going to take very modern art take to the comic campaign here, but we'll see. We will definitely see, Pete. We will give him a fair shake. 3D models or not, we will give the book a fair shake. Which, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, Bear did the review. Well, he did it on the live show, but separated it out, put it in its own video out there. So if you want to check out what's Bear's kind of calling now a read-along and review. So we kind of read along with the book and then kind of talked about it. And what Bear liked and a couple of the issues that Bear had. Not very many, but a good book. Anyways, right now the remaining 10 pages are being colored. And once that is done, we're off to the lettering and pre-pressing. Inglorious Rex 2 supplemental book is also 100% complete and headed to pre-press. If you missed out on the campaign, you can check that out. I believe it is in the his 9 Live comic is in the description, so you can go to his main web store instead of having to go through Indiegogo if you don't want to go there. Which actually, if you want to check it out, I think I got it here. There we go. Not bad. Let's see, 148 backers. He's only got 3 days left, people. 3 days left, so make sure you get on it. Make sure you get on it right away. Let's see. It's fine. My kids accidentally sent my Bluetooth to another speaker. Grrr! Scare those kids. That would do it. I guess they wanted to listen to Bear too. That's smart. Although they need to add a couple extra thumbs up. I need a couple extra thumbs up in the video here. Ah, gosh dang it. Stupid Tim Apple. For crying out loud. 1 second, people. For crying out loud. It's a stupid thing. Okay, there we go. Live. Is it doing its thing? Please tell me it's doing its thing. Ah! I think I'm good. Let me check. Hold on 1 second here, people. see. Do the thing with the thing. Okay, that goes off. Hi, everyone. I hope your day is going a little bit better than Bear's here. Trying to okay, all right. There it goes. It works. Okay. Whew. All right, we're still here, people. I just need to keep tapping on this thing to make sure it doesn't go to sleep on you, good people. All right, where was he? Still things working oddly odd. You're in. Probably jump back in. That should work out. Oh, okay. Let's see. I guess they want to listen to Bear too. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you mean that? Oh, for crying out loud! 9-2 loss. The Lightning Head. Thank you, P Money. I'll try not to rub in that 9-2 loss, Bear. I won't keep bringing up the 9-2 loss against our rival, Florida. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And it really should have been 8-2. One of those goals, that was definitely goaltender interference. I mean, come on, man. The refs had it against us, man. Had it against us here. Urgh. Nope, you will not hear about that 9-2 loss from... Thank you, P-Money. Thank you. I gave up at 7-1, so... Okay, anyways. I'm amazed anyone in Florida can even stand on ice. That's true. It's quite a thing to be able to do. Let's see. Oh, speaking of comics, by the way, Bear, I watched your lack of a theme song comic review today. Well, listen, we were trying something different. We will hear back from the audience, see where they want to go with it. Normally, Bear would do a normal review with it. I just wanted to get it out, number one. Number two, that's the only copy that Bear has. So if he goes to put it into the scanner, of course it flattens the book out. Bear usually likes to have an extra copy. In fact, when Bear got the book, I thought it was actually CyberFrog. I was like, oh, good. I can finally have a copy for just a review copy. And no, it was Salamandroid. So it's like, I don't want to destroy the book there. So anyways, I tried it out. Tried a different... Bear's calling it a read-along. Why am I still showing Shane here for crying out loud? We're done with that. Calling it a read-along and review. So, little something different. Wanted to try it out. Especially the read-along part. I wanted to try that out and see how that's worked out. You couldn't quite see a lot of the dialogue, a lot of the lettering in there. So you probably wouldn't be able to read completely along with it, which I'm kind of fine with because I'm not trying to copy anything. I'm not trying to get into any sort of copyright issue, and not trying to spoil anything as well. Although you're seeing the images there, Bear just did kind of a recap of it, kind of an overview of it. I didn't want to read too many of the panels there, other than the Bye Brother that he had in there. I had to point that out. Other than that, no, I'm trying something different. Man. Trying something different. All right. Speaking of trying something different, we'll go with it. What the heck? Why not? We'll go with something different here. Let's see. Where is it? Here we go. Here we go, people. Actually, finally, a little bit of good news out there for you good people. Trying to find it. It's hard to find some good news out there, but we found some. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. There's some good people there. From a what would you call this? A sort of legal organization, I suppose. American First Legal, as they call themselves. American First Legal files federal civil rights complaint against the Walt Disney Company for illegal race and sex discrimination. Oh boy. By the way, they actually lost. There we go. They lost their lawsuit. Disney did. They lost their lawsuit against the state of Florida. There's the whole Reedy Creek thing. They were, it says, the legislator took away our special grant that nobody else in the state, let alone the entire country, has. How dare they? We're going to sue you guys. You and Red Rum DeSantis. We're going to sue all the pants off of everybody. They lost. They lost their case. So hopefully the same thing happens here. Let's see what they have in store, people. Today, America's first legal filed a federal civil rights complaint against the Walt Disney Company and its subsidiaries Disney for violating Title 8. Wait a minute, hold on. 5, 6, 7. 7 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 by engaging in illegal race, sex, and national origin discrimination. Womp, 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 womp. The law prohibits Disney from using race, color, religion, sex, or national origin merely as a motivating factor for hiring, training, or promotions. But a document on Disney's Reimagine Tomorrow website, strongly suggests that race, color, religion, sex, or national origin are often the only motivating factor in Disney hiring, training, and promotion decisions that the company is intentionally rather. I apologize, people. Sometimes the dyslexia gets on him. Intentionally discriminates against white American men, Christians, and Jews simply because of their race, sex, religion, and citizenship. All of Disney's general entertainment productions are required to comply with Disney's DEI inclusion standards. I'm starting to call them DEIsney. DEIsney. DEIS anyway. DEIsney. Anyways, it looks better when it's written than trying to pronounce it. Some of the standards explicitly provide that 50% of the following jobs must people be filled by members of the quote underrepresented groups. Wouldn't white American Christian males be part of that upper unrepresented groups, especially these days? Let's see. PMI says, I didn't hear that Disney lost in the courts. Interesting. Yeah, they did. They did not. I should have brought that story up here with this one. I'll try to find it the next time there. Regular and recurring actors at Disney in Disney contexts, producers and writing staff, overall crew and project staff, line producers, yada yada yada, all of that stuff. So all of these, you can tell this is on their. There we go. Come on, man. Come on, zoom in, do the thing. There we go. So you can tell this is already on their website here. So 50% or more of regular recurrent written characters from unrepresented groups. 50% of your actors, secondary characters. Series premise must have a meaningful integration of unrepresented group in overall themes. Episodic storyline, ongoing meaningful integration of underrepresented groups and episodic themes and narratives. And it goes on here. It goes on, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. In addition to a leaked frequently asked questions document on the Disney's inclusion standards, describe the company's broader plan to, quote, increase training and development opportunities for members of unrepresented groups in a racially exclusionary manner. Whoops-a-doodle. You don't want to do that. Disney admits that an example of an inclusive hiring and employment practice is, quote, improving access to training and development opportunities for members of underrepresented groups. So it goes on and it shows, people of color as opposed to people of white. So it's pretty close. I mean, they were already pretty well represented here. 60-40, that's better than the national here. Women 42%, men 58%. This is directors. I'm not sure if it's directors in all of them or it's just directors here. Let's see, does it say? It doesn't say there. And then it comes up here. Look at there. It's really. Oh, those are writers. Oh, okay. I see. It's got the dot here. So let's see. Directors 60-40. That's not a bad split. Pretty well even split. Women, men. Series regular and leads. Now you'd figure that men and women would be pretty close there. People of color and white already pretty close there. Scripted film representation. It's still a little bit off there, but I'm sure they'll fix that really quickly. Finally, they say Disney maintains an illegal grant program that funnels $25,000 to underrepresented directors. The program unlawfully only awards grants to women, Asian, what was it? Something Asian something Pacific Islander. I forget that. Black, Indigenous, Native, Latinx. Latinx? Are we still going with Latinx? Come on, man. It's either Latina or Latino. There's no Latinx out there. The LGBTQIA plus disability identifying and religiously marginalized groups kind of leaves out white Christian males, doesn't it? So there you go. There is all that. This is all on Disney's website. So in the statement here, Disney appears to be engaged in pervasive, far-reaching, and illegal race and sex discrimination in violation of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Accordingly, we have filed a formal complaint with the EEOC that Disney is engaged in illegal conduct. It is sad and tragic that a company whose name was once synonymous with wholesome and charming childhood fantasies is now dedicated to spreading divisive bigotry. We urge Disney to cease and desist its unlawful and destructive conduct at once. Post-haste. Post-haste, sir. Post-haste. So there you are, people. There you are. So, hey, look, making comics, making, videos out there that, that's all fine and all that stuff. But that, it's defensive. It's very defensive battle that you're fighting there. This is, you got to take it on the offense every once in a while. So it's good to see some folks there fighting back. Taking it to old Disney. And really with the Civil Rights Act, that's just, pardon me here, people. That is just the chef's kiss here. There you go. So there you are. Disney once again headed to court for violating a Title 7. Title 7. We all know Title 7, don't we? Of the Civil Rights Act. So there you are. Yeah, they actually had, I didn't have it right in front of me here, but Disney Animation, they made it a specific point of not only trying to make it 50-50, they were actively trying to get a lot of what they were calling the older white guys, giving them bad assignments or just mundane assignments to really talented people, either A, to get them to quit, or B, they would come back and maybe complain, hey, I've been on, X number of movies as the lead animator, and now I'm drawing, stuff in the background that nobody's ever going to see. Hey, I don't like that. What's going on? Well, then they would use that as, oh, well, this guy's complaining and yada, 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 so we got to get rid of him that way. So they were trying to essentially force people out of Disney Animation, and now we see where Disney Animation is. And here, Disney, the Walt Disney Company is in whole here, being sued. Being sued out there, people. Yes, indeed. All right, grab a drink here. Gotta wet that. Gotta wet that whistle. Let's see. Underrepresented groups, ask P Money. What about talking bears? I know. Listen, this has been a long time thing for bear. Although I do gotta say, Disney does represent the bears out there pretty decently. They had the whole bear jamboree thing, so I can't complain too much, I guess. They aren't represent, maybe Winnie, but that's about it. No, they had the jamboree down there, although it's probably gone by now. They probably replaced it with some, I don't know, Latinx thing. Latinx. Latinx is a nose, says P Money. Latin X's and O's. Well, that's all right because, with the just barreling ahead of our AI overlords out there, we really probably don't need to worry about animators much anymore, or really even filmmakers. This would be, oh, pardon me. Let's see. American First Legal, and I don't know, it doesn't say who wrote that. From The Verge, people, from The Verge. OpenAI introduces Sora, its text-to-video AI model. OpenAI's latest model takes text prompts, people. Listen, text prompts, and turns them into complex scenes with multiple characters, specific types of motion, and more. And more, people. OpenAI, by the way, Emma Roth here. OpenAI is launching a new video generation model, and it's called Sora. The AI company says, Sora, can create realistic and imaginative scenes from text instructions. The text-to-video model allows users to create photorealistic videos up to a minute long, all based on prompts they've written. So let's take a look. Take a look at what they got there. Let me do the thing with the thing. There they go. There you go. So this was just, hey, here's a prompt. You know, I want a lady to walk down the street in, I don't know, Tokyo, I guess. There you are. You know, a lady with a red dress, I suppose. Sora is capable, of creating, quote, complex scenes with multiple characters, specific types of motion, and accurate details of the subject and background. The company also notes that the model can understand how an object, quote, exists in the physical world, as well as accurately interpret props and generating compelling characters that express vibrant emotions. You know, I mean, there's a couple issues with it. I mean, you see the reflections on the road there. There's the guy in the background with the white, I don't know, guy, gal, I don't know. Their gait, their walk is a little bit off there. I think there was like one or two other ones that Bear saw that was just, it was slightly off. I mean, it wasn't kind of uncanny valley type stuff, but I mean, not bad. I mean, for, you know, what were we talking about? AI middle of last year, and now all of a sudden they've got, you know, text to video? Holy cow, people. The model can also generate a video based on a still image, as well as fill in missing frames on an existing video or extend it. The Sora-generated demos included, in AI's blog post, included an aerial scene of California during the gold rush, a video that looks like if it were shot from the inside of a Tokyo train, and others. Many have some telltale signs of AI, like suspiciously moving floor in a video of a museum. OpenAI, says the model, quote, may struggle with accurately simulating the physics of a complex scene, but the overall results are pretty impressive. A couple of years ago, as a text-to-image generator like MindJourney, that were at the forefront of models' ability to turn words into images. But recently, video has begun to improve at a remarkable pace. Companies like Runway and Pika have shown impressive text-to-video models of their own. And Google's, Lumiere figures to be one of OpenAI's primary competitors in this space too. Similar to Sora, Lumiere gives users text-to-video tools and lets them create videos from a still image. Sora is currently only available to, quote, red teamers who are assessing the model for potential harms and risks. OpenAI is also offering access to some visual artists, designers, and filmmakers to get feedback. It notes that the existing model may not accurately simulate the physics of a complex scene and may not properly interpret certain instances of cause and effect. Sometimes it does that where you're trying to extend a scene, like if you shot it from multiple angles. This isn't a text of video. This is just like if you have multiple camera things and you just want to use AI to kind of do your editing back and forth. It doesn't quite do that in the proper context. every time you would do a prompt, it might do something just slightly different. So you couldn't get something that was that was consistent across the way. But if you could extend some scenes there, I think that would be a little bit better. Earlier this month, OpenAI announced it's adding watermarks to its text-to-image tool DALL-E 3, but notes that it can easily be removed. Oh boy! Like its other AI products, OpenAI will have to contend with the consequences of fake AI photorealistic videos being mistaken for the real thing. Like a naked Taylor Swift out there. So there you are, people. There you are. Better watch out. The AI overlords are coming for you. Text to video, huh? Says P-Money. So you can take your script bear and make a video with this AI. Unfortunately, no. It's only like a minute. Well, really, it's probably like 20 or 30 seconds. I mean, you're probably seeing the best that they can kind of come up with here. And what is this? Maybe a 5-second, 6-second clip. There are stuff that's a little bit longer there. Not this year. Not this year, but maybe next year or the year after. You gotta worry about some of these late book folks out there. Hey, I'm just trying to do the best quality I can to make the best book I can. I totally agree. Totally agree. So it might take this book 3 years to come out. Okay, well, I hope you do your best with your artwork here, because heck, in 3 years, Bear could probably do a comic book. Just do a text to comic book AI out there, and would be able to do just a good job out there. Just as good. So, hey, late bookers out there, you might want to, get a little bit of fire underneath you. A little bit of fire there. Get going on some of this stuff. Not as a, hurry up and rush up type situation, but, hey, you don't, it's not just the traditional comic book companies out there. You might have some AI stuff coming after you as well. So be aware. Be aware. So if I type P Money as president, I get a video of me in the Oval Office. There you go. Although you might get hit with deep fake or something like that. It might not be. They might say you're a. What did Bear get the other day? By the way, it was a warning. It wasn't a strike. I don't want to. I mispronounced or mischaracterized it the other day. Much like Bear got on his video, just talking about the old Wu flu situation. So you better watch out, especially with presidential politics. Oy out here. Anyways, there is from what was it? The Verge, and I want to get her Emma Roth out there. So there you go. Apple fans are starting to return their Vision Pros. No way. Huh. You mean strapping an iPhone to your face for several hours and spending thousands of dollars might not be the best product to sell? Huh, go figure. Especially for $4,000? Yeah. Oy, people. Oy. Anyways, that's fine. That's fine. From Bounding into Comics here. Spencer Becooley. Mademe Webb gets squished. Post worst opening day box office than Morbius and the Marvels? The worst movie of all time? The Marvels? Really? Wow. You really got to be bad with that. Like bad. Like really, really bad. I think I can see why here. What the heck is going on in this scene? Why does everything have to be blurry? Why? Come on, man. I mean, you can see, like, when you want to see both of her eyes, like, I don't know. Okay. All right. It's the one eye and, like, half of her face. And that's it. That's the only thing in focus here. Only thing in focus. Old Sydney Sweeney. We needed more boobs. That's what the problem was. Mademe Webb needed more Sydney Sweeney boobs out there. I'll just go for cleavage right now. The opening day box office numbers for Madame Webb are in, and to the surprise of absolutely no one, very, very few audiences were interested in Sony's latest misguided attempt to build out their Spider-Man without a Spider-Man film universe. Why would you do that? Why would they do that? Again, what the heck, man? Like, this is just I mean, listen, people, I mean, you could just, like, take a look at this and just be like, yeah, this is a bad movie. I don't like this. I mean, just, like, okay, her face, which, of course, has got to be centered in the frame. All right, fine, whatever. And then everything else is blurred out except for the seat next to her. Like, did you really think that this was a good, I don't know. I guess that's what happens when you get the people of color out there directing all the films and whatnot, and not having anybody of any sort of experience on your film set. You're going for diversity, but you forgot the diversity of actually, having experienced people that could, rack a shot and frame things properly. Per box office analytic outlet The Numbers, the Dakota Johnson? Is that who that is? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Wasn't she in like the BDSM film? What was the name of that? The one that was based on the book, right? Wasn't that like a Twilight fanfic? What was that? The one with the millionaire dude, and like she came over and did all the weird stuff. Anyhow. The Dakota Johnson-led bait and switch managed to pull in only $6 million, roughly $1,500 from each of the 4,000 domestic theaters which screened on its opening night on Valentine's Day. Why would you put out a film on Valentine's Day with superhero? I don't know. Whatever. Well, I take that back. Didn't Deadpool premiere, the original one? Didn't that premiere on Valentine's? I think so. But to truth, $1,000. Let's see that. Okay. Let's just say your tickets cost, $10. $10 there, so that's maybe 150 people each theater. Yeah, that's not very many. For all day, for the whole day. I mean, 150 people in a theater. Yeah, that's quite a bit. But for like the entire showing, 5 or 6 showings. Yeah, that's not a whole lot. But to truly sell just how big a disaster this result is, one would do best to compare Madame Webb performance against those of its direct competitors. Staying on the studio lot, Sony's previous Spider-Man spinoff, Morbius. Are we ever going to get Morbius 2? Managed to pull in $11 million, $4,000 on each theater. Before it closed on its opening night. Over at Marvel Studios proper, once again, look at this image. Does she have a fro, or is that just... Okay, yeah, that's a fro. Okay, but it's still... is that like a CGI fro? Because it's like... How do you get her face in focus, but not her hair? How the hell did that... Where is the lighting coming from? Oh, I'm sorry, people. Hold on. Just I'm embarrassed studying this like this Zapruder film. Okay, I'm assuming she is some sort of spider creature because I'm guessing those are her spider arms coming out her back. I'm not sure because they're out of focus. And she is I'm guessing in front of an apartment building of some kind. But where the hell is the light coming from? I mean, I suppose it's coming from the lamp inside the building, but you would have her hand lit up. Like her hand, right? And her hair as well. It's just like a spotlight underneath her. And it's just like, only show her, again, it does the one, okay, what's the deal with, I'm sorry, people. You see the one eye, that's it, like half of her face. Half of her face is lit, you see the one eye. Her hair isn't even lit up. Like they did the same thing here. Look at this. They did the same thing. Her hair is out of focus. All it is half of her face, one eye, no boobs. Man, I could have told you this is a terrible movie. Man, oh man. Anyhow, I apologize, people. I am going outside the box here. 50 Shades. Oh, that was the book. Okay, yeah, I forget the name of it. It's not on Bear's watch list. I'll tell you that. The Marvels said nobody would do. The Marvels says nobody will do worse box office sales than us. Mademe Webb, hold my Chardonnay. Hold my Chardonnay. And while the abysmal quality of Morbius undoubtedly led some audience to skip the trip to the theater, that the film ultimately ended its premiere night with less than half the success of most widely panned peers suggest that no one out of the internet circus and diehard Marvel consumers have any interest in Marvel. Mademe Webb. Oh, pardon me. I skipped over the Marvels part. The Marvels, despite the already low interest among audience, the continued adventures of the MCU ended its debut night with 15,000. I bet you some of those tickets were bought by Disney. I'm willing to bet money. Good God, that's what? Who thought this was a good idea? Who checkmarked this box? Oh yeah, that looks great. Moving on to the next scene. No, that's a horrible picture. Who the hell thought that was a great idea? Everything's out of focus except for half of her face. Can't even get her fro in there. Leading further credence to this disinterest theory is the fact that the film has suffered an absolutely astonishing second-day drop-off. I wouldn't be surprised. $500 per theater. Ouch. Ouch. $2 billion. Ouch. Ouch. And if that wasn't enough financial trouble for the clairvoyant spider ally, with the film having reportedly cost $80 million to produce, where did it go? They weren't buying lights, that's for sure. They didn't spend their money on the lighting budget or the cinematography budget. How do you get someone's hair out of focus but her face in focus? Is that one of these generative AI text to video type things? I want the character's face to be in focus, but her hair out of focus. That's what they came up with. How? Why? What? Huh? Anyways, and thus, according to the standard budget calculation, double the public numbers, $116 million total. Where did that money go? This lack of audience enthusiasm suggests it will ultimately be unable to come anywhere near close to breaking even. Not even close. Man, what is it with these? What is it with the comic book movies that want to just like, we're going to compete with the worst films of all time? Like literally, is there a bet going on? Is there like one of these like Brewster Millions bets out there that's like, okay, we're gonna intentionally make the worst movie of all time and make it lose money, or what was the other one? The Mel Brooks, the producers. It seems like that. It's gotta be. That's the only reason. Anyhow, as noted above, these box office results are objectively disastrous. People, they do not, in the least, come as a surprise. After all, between focusing the film on obscure, again, this hits it right here. They're saying it's superhero fatigue. No, it's like you guys are pulling just the most obscure characters and trying to promote the hell out of them. Like everybody, like Mademe Webb is right up there with freaking Spider-Man. People know who Spider-Man is. People do not know who Mademe Webb is. It sounds like a burlesque house or something. Oh, I'm going to go down to Mademe Webb. You know, after I'm done with the dungeon with Mademe Webb. Leaving it completely disconnected from the Sony or Marvel's studios' respective cinematic franchises. Which at this point might not be a bad idea. Might not be a bad idea to completely disconnect yourself from Marvel Studios. This cannot be stressed enough. Its lack of Spider-Man himself. What was there for audience to truly latch onto and get excited? Sydney Sweeney's luscious jugs, I would say. Combine that with critic reviews which we didn't get, so there you go. Combine that with critic reviews that essentially boiling down to, why does this even exist? That's the entire Marvel catalog for beer. Well, I will say the entire thing. The past 5 years, let's say. And even a blind woman could see that Madame Webb was almost certainly doomed from the get-go. Is she an old lady? Pardon me, people. I have no idea. Is Madame Webb an old lady in the comic book? She's got gray hair. She does not look like... Was it Dakota Johnson that was... Okay. I guess it's Dakota Johnson. It does not look like the character. Does not look like the character at all. That's probably another reason why. Yeah, it does. She's got black hair. That's about it. And is a lady. We assume. We assume here. For the morbidly curious, seriously, this film is basically, what if you had a fever dream and it was all edited by Transformers era Michael Bay? Madame Webb is now playing in theaters. Soon to be playing on discount red boxes and on demand near you, probably within the next week or two. Oi, 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 oi. They gotta compete. They gotta compete, and it's like, you spend all that money, and where did it go? Seriously, where did it go? I can shoot better with my iPhone, like literally. Not even a competition. I'll do it for $1 million. I'll do it for $1 million. Sony, call beer. Madame Webb 2, featuring Sydney Sweeney's Luscious Jugs. That's going to be in all the promotional material. No Dakota Johnson. We'll just get rid of her. She is a Denny's 6. We'll just go with the Denny's 6 out there. I don't know who that is. I have no idea who this person is. Celeste O'Connor. Okay, sure, whatever. Check mark box on there. And Isabella Merced. I think I've seen her in something. I just can't remember what it was. Yeah, we'll keep Isabella. We'll keep Sydney Sweeney. Tight-fitting outfits. Swinging building from building. We'll have a cameo with Spider-Man. It'll be 90 minutes long. Be a nice short film. I'll shoot it on my iPhone. $1 million. Handshake deal. Handshake deal, Sony. I got you right here. We'll do it. We'll do it, man. You get to check off the box. You get the world's first bear director as well. How about that, man? Huh? I mean, if we're checking off boxes, why not? Why not, man? World's first bear director. Well, I don't know. You know, they had some strange stuff going on in the early years of cinema. There might be a bear that has already directed a film. I can't say that the old comics bear would be the first, but pretty close. Yeah, jugs, that's what I would say. Needs more jugs. Needs more jugs. There you are. She was old and then got a fountain of youth. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Well, I was going to watch it until Bear says no booze. Never mind then. Never mind. Sorry. Hate to spoil it for you, but there you go. I'm pretty sure there's... I mean, I don't know. Nobody has said, oh, wow, that scene with Sydney Sweeney and her luscious jugs out there. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Not at all. Hey, Madame Webb was in 4 comics in the 1980s, and people don't know about her. I'm shocked. Shocked, he says. Says P Money. Madame Webb 2 by Bear with no Madame Webb appearing in but more jugs. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Julia Conway is not. Is that considered Spider Girl or maybe Spider Woman? I apologize, people. Bear knows about Spider-Man, sure. Spider, the what did they say? The D or E list? What was it? I forget where they had it there, but you know the very back catalog stuff. I don't know. We'll call it something else. We'll call it. It doesn't need to be Madame Webb 2. Be whatever her character is, and whatever. What was her name? Isabella Merced. Ayana Corazon, apparently. Plays a role in the downfall of Ezekiel. Poor guy. Always taking down the men. Taking down the men out there. Anyways, there is that. There is that. Spider Lady movies. Spider Lady. I like that. No. Wait. It's gotta be something. It's gotta be sexy. It's gotta be sexy. It's gotta be Spider. What would it be? What would it be? I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking. Not gonna say what I'm thinking here, but it would make a good movie. It would make a good title. Anyhow, we will move on. We will move on from that. We will move on. P Money, I did have a story here. I might get to it the next time. It's kind of running a little long here. P Money actually asked. Maybe it was Mrs. P Money out there. Asking like why do certain actors keep getting promoted, and I was trying to say, well, a lot of times it's the casting agencies that do a lot of that stuff. I'm not going to read through the whole thing here, but essentially they are selling. I think it was Sundance, Berlin. Well, Sundance, Berlin. A number of these places that have that have. What am I trying to say here? Come on, Bear, think. Use your brain here. Exhibitions out there. So, Sundance is kind of the big one out there. Anyways, so you'll see a lot of this stuff where like Scarlett Johansson's attached to a movie. Well, the people that are either getting it out there or getting it to be sold. CAA is one. Let's see. Here's CAA again. They are. Let's see. What is it? What is? I'm trying to remember what CAA stands for there. Anyways, they are casting agents, casting agency association or something. Anyways, that sort of stuff. There was a couple other ones as well. CAA finance. I thought there was a couple of others. Anyways, I was just trying to bring that back around. I might do that later since we're getting a little bit late here. Yeah, it was Ruth. She is still shaking her head at Pedro being Mr. Fantastic. I wonder if that movie's actually going to get made. I thought it was interesting in the Deadline article where they started out the article basically saying that Nielsen Peltz, who's trying to angle, get some people on the Disney board and kick out some of the wokesters out there, he was literally giving an interview, and then all of a sudden this thing just pops up out of nowhere. They've done that in the past where like, what was it? The lady that was going to direct the Rey movie, she was getting a lot of heat, and then all of a sudden they just announced the Mandalorian movie out of the blue. It's like, oh, okay. And it seems like a lot of that is distracting. So, I wonder if it even is going to get made. That's kind of the question. They're saying it's going to be in 2025, but I doubt that. Doubt that at all. All right, people. By the way, Spencer McCooley over here. Andreas Weissman and Zick. How do you pronounce that? Zach Nittum? Nittum? I don't know, man. Sorry, pal. Come up with a better name and I'll pronounce it. From the New York Post out here, and Alex Mitchell. This is the question that we all have. Are McDonald's quarter pounders shrinking? Former chef explains possible loophole for burgers. Which, by the way, P-Money, do they sell quarter pounders in Canada? Or is it called like, the third kilo or something like that? I don't know. It is a McMystery, they say. Well, I tell you, got to start out with the puns. A former McDonald's corporate chef is addressing customer speculation that the fast food titan, crying out loud, beer, get a drink. Fast food titan, which has come under heavy fire for raising prices, resulting in an $18 Big Mac meal has also served shrunken down quarter pounders. Look at there. There it is. Is the quarter pounder still a quarter pounder, they ask. So there's like 4 main things that they could do to make it more affordable, with the loophole of it needs to be a quarter pounder before cooking, people. Before cooking. He says, yes, the weird one I don't get is the double quarter pounder they sell. Isn't that a half pounder? Interesting. The first strategy the chef discussed is one he feels is less likely, mixing frozen beef into fresh patties. Oh, that looks just wonderful right there. Look at that. That is just a scrumptious burger. I mean, just tasty. Look at there. I mean, wouldn't you want to just sink right down into that lovely kind of smashed patty there? But I think McDonald's makes their quarter pounders, at least in the United States, the best country, that it is never frozen, he said. I'm not sure if there's loopholes where a certain percentage of frozen meat can be added. That is something that you're going to have to find out yourself. Well, just head right back into the kitchen and just barge in and figure it out. I guess. How else are you supposed to know? Another potential way for McShrinkage happens to bear whenever he gets into the cold water, would be modified by the burger's lean-to-fat ratio, the former chef opined. McDonald's has chefs? Yeah, we'll go with it. They could adjust the lean-to-fat ratio. If the fatty, beefy portions are cheaper than the lean portions, they can actually make a fattier beef patty still heading the appropriate weights, which actually would probably taste better, too. But when you cook it, more of that fat is released and you might have a smaller looking patty. Another potential maneuver, I'm not sure if that's how you spell it, involves modifying the analytics within manufacturing settings. Using the example of a standard burger's meat being allotted 4 to 4.25 ounces, the chef said that can be easily clamped down. If you tighten that specification range to 4 to 4.15 ounces of meat, or whatever you want to change it to, there will be less burger patties that go out on the heavier end. And because of how many burgers McDonald's sells, the volume that can save them a lot of money. Lastly, McDonald's could simply adjust the shelf life with fresh beef. This can be done in many ways, he said, including the process of gas flushing. You don't want to go behind that guy in the bathroom. Which is when elements like nitrogen may be added or taken away from packaged meat to increase its preservation. If you want it to be cheaper, you figure out how to make that shelf life as long as it can be. Yum. Sure, it's quote-unquote fresh beef. Sure, it's fresh, quote-unquote. But it's been sitting in the refrigerator for like 2 weeks. So, hey, we just filled it with a bunch of nitrogen. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Just meat sitting out in the refrigerator for 2 weeks. No biggie. Enjoy your meal. That'll be $15, sir. That will be $15. Ay. Jiminy is alive. I don't believe it. Holy cow. Holy moly. Jiminy Cricket? Thought somebody might have stepped on him. Holy cow. Hey, Jiminy, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well, sir. PMI says, if you get 4 patties, does that make it a pounder? Probably. I yelled Jiminy, and Ruth ran into the room to wave at Jiminy. Ah, that's nice. That's nice. Jiminy getting some much-deserved love from the beer audience out here. Let's see. Is that 4 quarter pounders or 2 double quarter pounders? Wait, 2 double quarter pounders. There we go. Listen, Bear was told there was going to be no math today, so going with that. She says, "Hey, Amy. Oh, I keep forgetting to tell you, she likes your name. Her best friend is named Amy." I I seem to notice there's somebody being left out here. P-Money. Somebody being left out in the whole thing here. But that's all right. That's all right. We will persevere, people. We will persevere. Carry on. Carry on. Let me get a drink. Excuse me, people. There's ribs. Getting to beer here. And finally, people, this really just, I mean, you talked about it earlier, P-Money. Coming kind of full circle. Kind of full circle here. Ruth says, "Sorry, Bear," and hi. Hello. Hello out there. Hope she's doing well. Hope you are doing well, Ruth. We'll keep the burger map on the down low, and you can have the McFish sandwiches, Bear. Thank you. Thank you. Especially on Friday. Especially on Friday. Actually, I had some crab the other day. Oh, it's delicious. Delicious. Bunch of floaters. Excellent. Also from the New York Post, America's newest national park is an abandoned World War II internment camp in Colorado. There you are, people. Bear never went to this one. This one was went to the one in Hart Mountain, which was in Wyoming out there. So a little bit further away, but interesting how it all comes full circle. Amatchi National Historic Site in Colorado is the newest national park in America. Located in the Centennial State's far southeast corner, just miles away from the Kansas line, Amatchi was one of 10. I think there was more than 10. Anyways, notorious World War II internment camps used to detain Japanese Americans, the Nisei, who were considered a threat to national security at the time, who didn't have a single person interned that had anything to do with any sabotage or anything like that. The shameful site is located outside the town of Granada, which only recently acquired the necessary land to complete the process of turning the camp into a national park. There you are. Not sure what's... Oh, interesting. That might be a garden there. Oh, that's interesting. Very cool. Yeah, you had a lot of people that were mainly California, other places as well, but mostly from California. The Japanese, the Nisei out there, moved more towards the interior of the country. They were really worried about the actual Japanese, the Japanese Navy and all that sort of stuff, causing a bunch of ruckus out there. Really, it was a way for a lot of the farmers and other folks out there in California to be able to get some free land. Hey, that person's a enemy of the state. You're going to get shipped off to the middle of the country there. Oh, wow, look, I got all this free land here. How about that? So, yeah, a lot of them were farmers. So they took their farming skills and put them to use. Of course, this is 80 years after the fact, but interesting that it was still intact there. Pretty cool. Amatchi's addition to the national park system is a reminder that a complete amount of the nation's history, must include our dark chapters of injustice. To heal and grow as a nation, we need to reflect on past mistakes, make amends, and strive to form a more perfect union. Well, there was one guy that was a past mistake, and that would be FDR. There was another guy that made amends. That would be old Ronnie Reagan. He actually was the one that gave them reparations. It's true, people. The process began back in March 2022 when old Brandon supported Colorado lawmakers' designation efforts, signing their bill into law. So there they go. Kind of, these were all constructed really quickly, within 2 months, 3 months or something like that. A lot of times they were moving people in while they were still constructing all this stuff. So this probably held, this historic drawing. I think it's a photograph. That gives a sense of how many people are packed in the camps. Probably, I would probably guess, probably 80 to 100,000, somewhere right around there. And a lot of times they were used in agricultural use. Agricultural. Amanchi was previously listed in the National Register of Historic Places. It achieved National Historic Landmark status way back in 2006. Where was Obama on that, for crying out loud? As a nation, we must face the wrongs of our past in order to build a more just and equitable, of course, it's got to be equitable, future. Today's establishment of the Amanchi, a National Historic Site, will help preserve and honor this important and painful chapter in our nation's story for future generations. Yay! Oh, 10,000. Oh, gosh. It must have been one of the smaller ones. Amanchi, where more than 10,000 people were incarcerated between 1942 and 45, joins 6 other National Park Service sites previously established as part of a long-term effort to see the notorious chapter of American history is preserved. I don't recall if Heart Mountain was a national park. I'm pretty sure it was a state park, but it could be a national park as well. So do go check that out if you're ever in the middle of Montana, or excuse me, in the middle of Wyoming, right outside of Yellowstone. While the camp lies mostly in ruins today, the original foundations and road alignments remain intact. Thanks to years of work by the Amanchi Preservation Society, the town of Grenada, and many former Amanchi they're not inmates, they're internees. Inmates are people that were convicted of a crime. They were never convicted of any crime. They were internees. Or if you want to get really controversial, they were in a concentration camp. Of course, we think of concentration camps and all the bad stuff that happened in Europe, but technical definition of a concentration camp is a concentration of a certain ethnicity or nationality in one location. So there you are. Besides a historic cemetery and the original ruins, the site contains a monument and a handful of restored and reconstructed buildings, including barracks, a recreational hall, and a guard tower. The announcement came just before America's annual Day of Remembrance of Japanese-American incarceration during World War II. I didn't even know we had one. Recognized every February 19th. So coming up in a couple days. 2 days. So what would that be? Monday. Coming up on Monday. Wait, isn't that President's Day? That's kind of odd. One of our arguably worst presidents out there is also getting honored by the Day of Remembrance of when he interned the Japanese Americans. Interesting. So there you go, people. One of the reasons that Bear started up the live show, Gina Carano, with her situation there. She's suing Disney, by the way. She came out with her whole Instagram post and wanted to expound upon that. So P-Money was talking about the script that Bear wrote. That's what we were talking about. That kind of took part in the internment camp up there in Heart Mountain. So there you are, people. It all comes full circle for old Bear here. All full circle. Let's see. Let me get back to the chat here. How cool it sounds like Amy's keep great company. That's true. That is true. We'll keep the... Oh, okay, I already did that. It's not depressing at all. I'm sorry, Amy. I was with a bunch of guys recently, says P-Money, and we ordered the land, sea, and air burger at McDonald's that had a burger with a fish witch and a chicken patty and a burger patty. Amy says, if 1 by sea, 2 if by air, 3 would be more burger math. Yes, indeed. More burger math. We are not doing any burger math here. Anyways, there we go. There, Amy says, what a beautiful little bridge. Yeah, I can imagine like probably a koi pond. Well, I don't know if they could get koi in an internment camp. You only had what you could bring with you. So, unfortunately, fish might not have been right on the top there, but kind of looks like a koi pond, right? Maybe a rock, garden of some kind there. I mean, you can see the outlines of it. The testament of how well it was built. I mean, 80 years later, it's still there. So, pretty good, high-quality craftsmanship. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. So there's one of the towers there. Shoot to kill. Anyways, fun little bit of history that not many people recognize or remember out there. So, anyways, that's what we're doing as a culture warrior here. Beer is a culture warrior, taking it to all comers out there. All right, well, I want to thank everybody that showed up here, including Jiminy. Great to see him here. Amy, possibly Melissa as well. P-Bunny and Ruth out there. Let's see, am I missing anybody? All of our Russian bots and or lurkers. Want to appreciate each and every one of you. Try to do this every Wednesday and Saturday. Gosh dang it, I am just burping like crazy. People. So you know what that means. It means Beer's hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people. Grrr. A grr. Night, everybody.